I call you my friend. Understanding Christ's declaration. One of the most profound and intimate statements Jesus made to his disciples is found in John chapter 15 verse 15. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father I have made known to you. This declaration by Jesus invites us into a deep and transformative relationship with him. Understanding what it means for Christ to call us his friends sheds light on our identity, our relationship with God, and our purpose as believers. In this teaching, we will explore the biblical context, theological significance, and practical implications of being called friends of Christ. Biblical context. To grasp the full meaning of Jesus' declaration, we need to consider the context in which it was made. John 15 is part of Jesus' farewell discourse to his disciples, given shortly before his crucifixion. It is a time of deep teaching, encouragement, and preparation. The vine and the branches. In John chapter 15 verses 1 through 8, Jesus uses the metaphor of the vine and the branches to describe the intimate relationship between him and his disciples. He emphasizes the importance of abiding in him to bear fruit. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me you can do nothing. This metaphor sets the stage for the shift from a servant-master relationship to a friendship. It underscores the interconnectedness and dependence of the disciples on Jesus. The command to love. In verses 9 to 17, Jesus commands his disciples to love one another as he has loved them. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. This commandment highlights the sacrificial nature of Jesus' love and sets the example for how his disciples should love one another. Theological significance. Jesus calling his disciples friends carries profound theological implications that redefine their relationship with him and their understanding of God's nature. A shift from servants to friends. In the ancient world, the relationship between a master and a servant was hierarchical and transactional. Servants obeyed commands without necessarily understanding the master's intentions. By contrast, friendship implies mutual knowledge, trust, and intimacy. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father I have made known to you. This shift signifies a deeper level of relationship. As friends, the disciples are brought into the inner circle of Jesus' confidence, understanding the Father's plans and purposes. Revelation of divine knowledge. Jesus indicates that part of this friendship involves revelation. He has shared with his disciples everything he learned from the Father. This revelation is not just intellectual but relational, as it invites them into the life and mission of God. Sacrificial love. Jesus' friendship is characterized by sacrificial love. He lays down his life for his friends, demonstrating the ultimate act of love and setting the standard for how they should love one another. This sacrificial love is central to understanding the depth and cost of being Jesus' friend. Intimacy with God. By calling his disciples friends, Jesus invites them into an intimate relationship with God. This friendship is marked by communication, shared mission, and mutual affection. It reflects the relational nature of the Trinity and extends that relationality to humanity. Practical implications. Understanding that Christ calls us friends has significant practical implications for our lives as believers. It affects how we relate to Jesus, how we live out our faith, and how we interact with others. Relating to Jesus as a friend. Relating to Jesus as a friend changes the dynamic of our prayer life, worship, and daily walk with him. It involves 1. Communication. Like any friendship, communication is key. We can approach Jesus with confidence, sharing our hearts and listening to his voice. 2. Trust. Friendship with Jesus is built on trust. We trust in his love, wisdom, and guidance, knowing he has our best interests at heart. 3. Affection. Our relationship with Jesus is marked by mutual love and affection. We delight in his presence and seek to honor him in all we do. Living out our faith. Friendship with Jesus influences how we live out our faith in practical ways. 1. Obedience. While we are no longer mere servants, obedience remains a crucial aspect of our relationship with Jesus. However, it is an obedience motivated by love rather than obligation. 2. Fruitfulness. Abiding in Jesus, as friends, leads to a fruitful life. We bear the fruit of the Spirit and participate in God's redemptive work in the world. 3. Mission. Friends of Jesus are entrusted with his mission. We are called to share the good news, serve others, and demonstrate his love in tangible ways. Interacting with others. Jesus' command to love one another as he has loved us shapes our interactions with others. 1. Selfless love. We are called to love sacrificially, putting others' needs before our own and seeking their welfare. 2. Community, friendship with Jesus fosters a sense of community among believers. We are united in Him, and our relationships reflect His love and grace. 3. Reconciliation. As friends of Jesus, we are agents of reconciliation. We seek to mend broken relationships and promote peace and unity. Challenges and rewards. Living as friends of Jesus comes with both challenges and rewards. It requires a commitment to follow Him closely, but it also brings immense joy and fulfillment. Challenges. 1. Sacrifice. True friendship with Jesus involves sacrifice. It may require giving up personal ambitions, comforts, and desires for the sake of His kingdom. 2. Persecution. Jesus warned that His friends would face persecution and opposition, just as He did. Being His friend means standing firm in faith, even in the face of adversity. 3. Discipleship. Friendship with Jesus calls for discipleship, a lifelong process of learning, growing, and becoming more like Him. It requires discipline, humility, and perseverance. Rewards. 1. Rewards. 2. Intimacy with God. The greatest reward of being Jesus' friend is intimacy with God. We experience His presence, guidance, and love in a deeply personal way. 3. Fulfillment. Living in alignment with Jesus will bring true fulfillment. We find purpose, meaning, and joy in participating in His redemptive work. 4. Eternal perspective. Friendship with Jesus provides an eternal perspective. We live with the assurance of eternal life and the hope of His return, which shapes our values and priorities. Conclusion. Jesus' declaration, "I call you my friend," is a profound invitation into a deep and transformative relationship with Him. It signifies a shift from a servant-master dynamic to one of mutual knowledge, trust, and intimacy. This friendship is characterized by sacrificial love, divine revelation, and a shared mission. Understanding and embracing this friendship has significant implications for our lives. It transforms how we relate to Jesus, how we live out our faith, and how we interact with others. While it comes with challenges, the rewards are immeasurable: intimacy with God, fulfillment, and an eternal perspective. As we reflect on Jesus' words and their implications, may we respond by deepening our friendship with Him, loving others sacrificially, and faithfully participating in His mission. In doing so, we honor the profound gift of being called friends of Christ and experience the fullness of life He offers.